The following is a production of Medfield TV, Community Shows.
Hello Medfield, thanks for watching Medfield TV. Our guest today is Roberta Lynch from the Council on Aging. I think you've all seen her here before. You've been here how long now?
I'm in my 18th year.
18 years, and you haven't changed a bit.
Thank you, Ann. And neither of you.
Yeah, sure.
We are two the same.
But anyway, we're here to see what's happening at the center at this time. Springtime's very different activities, different interests, and different group of people coming in the springtime. So let's hear what Roberta's got planned for coming up.
Sure. So I want to talk a little bit about what we've done to the parking lot over the last 2 years, actually 2.5, maybe 3 years. But each year we've planted 3 trees, and thanks to the DPW, they just planted 3 more trees yesterday. So that's 9 trees total that we've put in the parking lot, and really the parking lot looks amazing. It just is really changing. It's no longer just a big block of pavement.
Right, I know.
It's the trees have these Cleveland pears that we put in just yesterday, and they have beautiful white flowers. And with our garden group, they are so dedicated to making the center look beautiful. Eve Potts, Lois Hazen, Vicki Costello, Steve Fosdick, I'm missing someone, Nancy Bray, and Lois's husband. They do a great job making the center look absolutely beautiful. When I was leaving to come here just a few minutes ago, Eve Potts is out there pruning our knockout roses in the front, and it really just looks great. And in celebration of the 3 trees that we've put in, and 9 in total, tomorrow, which this will be past when you hear this, but is Arbor Day, and we're having an Arbor Day celebration at our center at 10:30 tomorrow. So that'll be interesting. I hope the rain holds off for it.
Mm-hmm. To be good.
The other thing we had is an Eagle Scout project last summer, and we have 3 raised garden beds. They're really come up very high, so you can stand there and do all your gardening without ever having to kneel or bend over. They're magnificent. And so my thought process for having that as an Eagle Scout project is to, we have that wonderful club program for people with early dementia, and we have connected with a master gardener, Krista Thompson, and she is going to work with our club members and do therapeutic gardening with them during the course of the spring, summer, and fall.
I've never heard of therapeutic gardening.
It's big in the area of dementia, and
also sorrow, I would think. People that are depressed or sad.
I mean, it can help. Gardening helps anyone. You know, it's relaxing. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and so I'm so happy that they just came today. Thanks again to DPW. John Sullivan came and filled up those containers with soil, so we are good to go for the beginning of May to start our therapeutic gardening with our club members, and I'm so thrilled about that.
Good.
Be a great program in addition to what is offered to them. And on the same vein, the last 2 months we've had a series. We have Part 3 coming up, Understanding Dementia, and I've worked with New Pond Village, which is a benchmark community, and they have been, they came in March and April, and now May 8th we have our 3rd session actually over at their community on 1A in Walpole, to learn more about dementia, some of the causes of it, the behaviors of it, and how to live with it, and how to be a caregiver of someone with dementia. So that's been an ongoing series, and it's been.
I have a good friend there. I have a good friend there at the unit, at the dementia unit.
Yeah. And
it's a tough spot, and it's tough for her family.
It's just a horrible situation for any family to be in, but with information like we're sharing with this series, with information and patience and support. You know, it makes it it's never easy, but it makes it a little easier.
I think that support is enormously important. I really do.
Yeah, and we do have that great caregivers support group that meets the last Thursday of the month at 10:30. And it's not just for folks who are caring for someone with dementia, because oftentimes it doesn't really matter what the diagnosis is, but the caregiving itself provides challenges. You know, sometimes resentment, the guilt, the sadness, the loss of your loved one. I mean, they're pretty much, I think they're all similar. That's my personal feeling, you know, the feelings that a caregiver has. And so this group is really good to help people deal with some of those struggles that they're facing.
And I hope it helps.
You know, I really do believe it helps. I do. So yeah, we've had a lot going on this spring with the trees, now with these gardens being filled. And the other project that the Council on Aging is working on, the Council on Aging Board would like to build a garage for our vehicles. Our vehicles have been out in the weather for a very long time. And the winters are really tough on us digging out the buses, getting the snow off the roof, because it is illegal to drive with snow on the roof of your vehicle. So we are looking at, between the Friends Group and the Council on Aging, building a garage for those vehicles.
How much money?
So the money is coming from the Friends Group and the Council on Aging.
How much do you need?
Well, we have our money.
Oh, you have it?
We have our money. So we're right now, I'm going to hold a picture up, and I don't know if that's the best way to do it. It's very light, so I don't know if you can see it, but it's a 3-bay garage, and it will be very similar to the look of our building. And we are working with an engineer who will be putting together a site plan so we can go before the Board of Selectmen and hopefully gain their approval for this. So that's very exciting to think that that may happen, and we'll take care of our buses. It hopefully will provide us with more storage, because we are running out of storage. After you're in a home, you know, when you're in your home for so long and your closets fill up and so forth and so on. Well, this building, it's going 11 and a half years, and our shed is full, our closets are full, so we'll hopefully be able to reorganize and have a little more storage with the garage. So we're very excited about that.
Where are you going to put this garage? To the left of the center?
To the left.
That's what I kind of figured.
Yeah, near the shed.
Okay.
Yep, and I actually have a site plan here, but I don't think the camera would pick that up, but possibly we can work on that and getting it shown. Yeah, so this is Older Americans Month, and that is through the Administration for Community Living with the federal government, and it just talks about connecting with your community, with your family, your friends, creating avenues for people to learn, to exercise, to socialize, and offering people the ability to contribute to their communities by volunteering and becoming involved. So we're hoping that the front of the May newsletter talks about this, and hope that people come into the center. We are a welcoming center for 50 plus people, and we were just talking off camera about, we talk about seniors, and 55 is a senior, but according to our statistics, 1.7% of our population at the center is between 55 and 59. So I don't necessarily consider those folks to be seniors.
I remember when I thought 40 was old.
Yeah, well,
long time ago.
Don't they say now 60's the new 40 or something
Maybe.
like that? So I think where people are living so long, the definition of a senior might have to be revised a little bit. That's what my thought process is on that. But so we're pretty busy in May. Right now, as we're speaking, we have our yard sale workers in the hall preparing for our yard sale, which is Saturday, April 27th. So of course this will be passed, but that's one of our Fosse's biggest fundraisers during the course of a year, and it's amazing the amount of stuff that every year people donate to us.
Amazing.
It's can't even begin to say how appreciative we are of the donations. It's It's absolutely wonderful.
And where did the proceeds go?
So the proceeds go to our Friends group, and the Friends group, one of the things, if you come into the center and you're a coffee drinker, the coffee, you know, there's a jar there for your donation, whatever you care to donate. But they cover all the costs of the coffee. They have covered costs of exercise classes. They cover cost of some of our entertainers that come in and programs that come in. They assist with during our cookouts during the course of the year. And then if there's anything that the center needs, I go to Fosse. So for example, I've been, and they've already given me approval, I just haven't found the right meat slicer. So, and they're a few $100s, but and I want to find one that's really easy to clean. So if anybody's listening to this and you know of one that's really easy to clean.
I have no idea.
Yeah, so I've done a little bit of research, but I keep saying I'm going to continue to research that.
Well, maybe
so.
somebody listening will know.
I know, I should go to the restaurants in town and find out what they recommend.
That's not a bad idea.
But I'm sure they might have big ones. We have limited space, so I need something that's powerful to cut cheese, easy to clean, and doesn't take up a lot of room. So we'll find that eventually. But they you know, we need tables. I ask them for, you know, money for tables or whatever equipment that the center might need. So they're very helpful and supportive that way. So the fundraiser helps to support what the center needs. And our rocking chairs we bought a few years ago, we pulled them out of the area that they were stored for the winter. Well, they're wood and they're painted, and all the paint is cracking and peeling. And I thought, oh, so every 2 years we're going to have to paint these rocking chairs. So I think I'm going to ask Fosse for money so I can replace the wooden ones with those heavy plastic rocking chairs that really you just have to hose down and good to go. But so that's what Fosse does. They do a lot for us, so we're really appreciative. But we do have on May 1st, that's May Day, but we have the Toon Timers Swing Band coming in to perform from 4 to 7. It'll be have pizza with the Toon Timers. So it's a
what day a week?
It's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday, okay.
Yeah. So after knitting.
Oh, I've got the Lions Club the first Wednesday of the month.
You have the Lions Club.
The Lions Club is one of the best things I ever joined.
Yeah,
I absolutely love it.
Yeah. They're actually the Lions Club has done a lot for Medfield community and for the Council on Aging and Fosse. Every year they have a Chowder Fest, which benefits Fosse. So we do love the Lions Club. They do a lot of good work.
I used to write for the newspaper in the early 70s for a long time, and I became friendly with the selectmen. At that point, I had to go to the meetings. There was no internet, no TV there. So I became friends with them, and one of them always said, if they ever let women into Lions Club, which they never did back then.
No, it's a guys club.
He said, I want to make sure you let me know, and I want you to be I'll be your host, your guest, and you'll be my guest. And I said, okay, I promise. But of course, he died about a year before they allowed women in. But right after I got sworn in, his wife, Dick Connor's wife, came over, Barbara, who died recently, and she came over with all his pins, and she said, these are Dick's pins. Wear them for Dick.
Oh, right.
So I think a lot about Medfield history when I put my vest on, a lot about people like Dick Connors that did so much.
Sure, yeah, a lot of good people in Medfield. Well, that is Wednesday, May 1st from 4 to 7, so that's one thing. We have another music session, I think it's on Thursday the 16th from 12:30 to 2. We have a DJ coming in just to play music for people's enjoyment, so you can request a song, so that'll be fun and different. We have our favorite family, everybody's our favorite, but our favorite Bruno family is cooking our
They're good.
dinner on May 22nd for Supper Club, and they do this every year. They come in and put together a delicious meal for us, so that's wonderful, so you can sign up for that.
And I like that because he grew up here. So he's paying back the town, and I think that's wonderful.
Nice.
And Han, of course, is fantastic.
Yeah, Han, yep, they're all wonderful. We have an elder law presentation, and so, you know, really important to get your papers in order as you continue to age. And so maybe those folks in their late 50s, 60s,
70s.
It's at 6:30. We have attorney William O'Donnell from Walpole will be in to talk about those important aspects of, you know, planning your estate planning, your all those legal papers that need to be
The best
taken
thing we
care
did
of.
is we did it long before we needed to, and I'm
Well,
so glad we did.
Yeah, that's key, is to get it done and out of the way. And you have to make revisions or changes every now and again, which is easy to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, the sooner you get it done, the more, the better off you are.
I think so too. I'm
Yeah,
very glad we did it.
Yeah. So we are open. People know this, and again, thank you for the town meeting vote back in October. Open on Saturdays. Of course, we've been closed the last 2 Saturdays because of the Easter weekend.
And the yard sale.
And the yard sale. We canvassed people prior to Easter, and everybody said, no. So we decided it would just be worth closing for the April 20th, and then coming up the 27th is the yard sale, so of course we're closed for that. But starting in May, we'll be open and ready to go again on Friday, May 3rd. We open from 9 to 3. And I do want to say, for those who might be listening, or you know somebody in the neighborhood who likes Zumba, we do have a Zumba class. It's open to anyone who can do Zumba. Starts at 9 o'clock, and Lourdes Fournier, Medfield resident, is our instructor, and she's phenomenal. She's really great. She plays that music that you love to dance to. It's wonderful.
You want to tell people what Zumba is?
So Zumba is a Latin dance exercise with a lot of shaking
Do you want
and
to show it?
moving.
Do you want to do a little showing? Show and tell?
No, I think I'll pass this time. However,
I'll pass too.
However, this is an interesting thing. I got a call back before April 1st, and we are now part of the Silver Sneakers program.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, so I have heard of it out and about. It's throughout the country, actually, and Silver Sneakers is an exercise programs that are actually no cost. And what I believe it is that the health insurance companies get together. So it's a big umbrella of money, and they dole it out to sites who will provide exercise to seniors at no cost.
That's great.
So Silver Sneakers is now, they cover 4 classes for us, and it's Kim Vareka's class, exercise 1 and 2 on Mondays at 9:30. It's a little more active, a little more intense. And then Exercise for Life 2 is at 10:30, and that's more of a seated chair exercise, which is also difficult for people. It's good for people just starting out at exercise, or they're just off rehab. And there's a group of us on Monday. We're going to do the 10:30 class. Myself and I've recruited a few ladies who I think might, enjoy it. And so we're going to all exercise together Monday, which will be fun.
Good.
And good for us.
That's great. I didn't know it was free. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's free. And we're not sure. Kim and I. Kim made. I got the initial phone call from Silver Sneakers, and then I had to pick what classes. So I decided to go with Kim's classes on Mondays and Wednesdays. And then Kim did all the arrangements, and she had to do take a couple of screenings, tests, or whatever, and do whatever she had to do on her end. So I don't really know how long this Silver Sneakers component for us is going to last. I believe it's through the end of 2019. It might continue, it might not. So definitely, if you're listening to this and you want to try out an exercise class, please come in on Mondays and Wednesdays, 9:30.
You don't need to sign up
or
first?
10:30. You don't need to sign up. You just need to make sure you scan in for the class, or give your name to the receptionist at the desk.
Good.
Yeah, so I'm so excited about that. And I thought that it might affect our other programs, exercise programs, because we have quite a few. We have I think we have 14 exercise classes a week. But it really hasn't affected the others, so it's perfect. So I always tell people now they can go to another class, so you can get your 3 classes in a week. But yeah, so that's pretty exciting to have that. The other thing we have for people who are turning that magic age of 65 and are confused about Medicare, we have a Shine counselor who comes in monthly. She comes in the last Monday of the month and usually can handle 4 appointments. So if you are, you have that 3 month before, 3 month after your 65th birthday to sign up for Medicare. So if you're closing in on that and you have questions, please call and make an appointment with our Shine counselor. So coming up, and I don't have the dates, so coming up we always have our summer cookouts. Those cookout dates have been planned. I just don't have them on the top of my head
But
yet.
they're fun though. I hope people go to them.
Yeah, they are fun. It's a good time. Trying to figure out what kind of entertainment we want to have. Might try to mix it up a little bit. But we do have some day trips that people might be interested in. And I'm trying to generate a little more interest because the tour company really requires that you have a minimum of 40 people on these trips in order for the trip to fly. We have been such a good customer of Fox Tours that he sometimes lets us go with 30 to 35, but 40 is really the magic number. But Thursday, June 13th, we have a trip to Rhode Island, the Newport Rail Tour. It's a scenic rail excursion and a luncheon. It's $89, and we have quite a few people that have signed up for that one. A lot of people love trains, and so to have a real a train ride like that is appealing to them. Tuesday, July 16th, if you want to have a day trip to Nantucket, that would be the day. It is $99 for the day, and all detailed information can be gathered at the center on the flyers that are outside the office area. Wednesday, August 7th, we're going to the North Shore Music Hall. I hope we get to go to see Jersey Boys. I know that many people have already seen it, but it's such a great show, and the music is delightful. So I hope that one flies. Tuesday, August 20th, we have the Essex Valley Steam Train and Riverboat Cruise Tour. So I write here, it's a triple play with a steam engine train ride, lunch at Go Fresh Restaurant, and a riverboat cruise. So that sounds like a fun trip. September 16th to the 19th, we will be traveling to Quebec City. It'll be for 3 nights, 4 days. And
I love Quebec.
Yeah, I've never been there. And that hopefully will go. And all the information on these trips, it's not in the newsletter. I believe it's online on the town website, and then go to Council on Aging. But flyers you can take home and look at your leisure. They're at the center. Saturday, October 5th, we're going to do a day trip to New York City to see the Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island, and the 9/11 Memorial.
I haven't been there in a while.
I know.
I grew up in Philadelphia. We often, if we had nothing to do on a weekend, we'd take the train, and it was an easy ride. I'd take the train and walk around the city and go to the music hall, and we'd see all the vendors out in the street. It was wonderful.
New York City is a great place. And then Tuesday, November 12th, we're going to AquaTurf, and we're going to see a show crooning the classics. So that's our lineup for day trips.
That's a great. Who plans all these? Who comes up with all these ideas? I wonder. Who do you think does it? I have to ask somebody.
Yeah, ask somebody. The other thing we have in the May newsletter is our transportation update, just with our transportation sort of policies, or schedule, really, not policies, schedule of the bus, and just kind of we have a little more structure to it, so that it's not going off for one person, then going off for another person, then going off for another person. Try to consolidate a little bit to make better use of our time, our gas, and our vehicles. So if you're interested in that, we have them at the center, just in the newsletter, or separate sheets that you can pick up. But May looks like it's going to be a great month for us. The summer coming up is always a very social and fun month, so we look forward to that. We have 3 things that I'll point out before I think we sign off. We have a trip to Twin Rivers. If anyone is interested in that, is on May 9th. Now, I want to just say one thing, right, and I should have said this right at the beginning, but I am happy to say that Bill Party, who left us on March 8th, is enjoying retirement and having a wonderful time for himself.
But we miss him.
We miss him, but we have hired Peter Burke as our transportation coordinator, and he is now on his 7th day. And he's getting used to the center, the people, the ins, the outs, and so we really welcome Peter. And he has a history of driving for Fox Hill, so I know he's very comfortable getting in and out of Boston and Newport and different places. So his first trip will be on the 9th, taking a group to Twin Rivers. We haven't done a casino trip for a while, so then on the 21st of May, that's a Tuesday, he will do our first run into Castle Island for an outing.
Yeah.
So we will, and Peter's great. He says, you know, Roberta, I have a lot of trips I could give you, and I'm like, okay, write them down and give them to me. We're good to go.
We all miss Bill Party, who was probably one of the most special people I've ever met. I just
Sure.
really, I think we all enjoyed him so much. But I like Peter. I've already ridden a couple of times with
Yeah.
him, and I think he's going to do a good job.
I think he'll be
And
great.
he lives here in Medfield, which is even better.
I know, I
It's
know.
just nice having a Medfield resident working there
Sure.
and understanding.
Yeah. Yep. So it's all good. So we're I'm thrilled with that. And the last thing is we have a Connect to Wellness health fair at the center on May 23rd. It's a Thursday from 1 to 3 p.m. And it will be a drop-in. We'll have different vendors there to talk to you about healthy living, exercise, get your blood pressure taken. The VNA will be there. So it's going to be I think an interesting afternoon of information. And this is through the Natick Walpole VNA, the Medfield Board of Health, and the Council on Aging working together to put this together. So please stop in and get some questions answered.
That's a good thing to have it available, though. Do it all at one time. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, yep, I think it'll be good. Yeah, so I don't know. I think that's it. Do you have anything else you want me to talk about?
Do you have anything bad to talk about? Any gossip?
No.
No gossip?
But I can tell you that, so this fiscal year from July 1st of 18 until present, so we've had an unduplicated participation of 980 people,
Wow.
which is good.
That's
Big.
really good.
Yeah.
Out of how many seniors in Medfield?
Oh, golly, I don't have the current number. I think around 2,700.
I think it was somewhere around 25 is what I was remembering.
Yeah. So our busiest day of the week is Wednesday with usually 107 people coming in. Tuesdays as second with about 103.
Okay, I'm in there on Wednesdays, I'm in there on Tuesdays.
Yep. Thursdays at 99. Mondays at 95. Fridays at 67, and Saturdays at 60.
Okay.
So we're pretty busy.
The Saturdays, it's a new program, but for those of us that are alone, most of my friends say they're loneliest on the weekends because there's less to do, less activities going on, and that's when they're the loneliest.
Yeah, I'm so coming up with the start, in July. I want to look at what other things we can add to Saturdays in that period of time. I know a lot of people, the movies are just a big draw for
They
people
are.
on Saturdays.
And the lunches are marvelous.
And
They
the
do a
lunches.
great job
So,
for the lunches.
I don't know. I say that add more, but I just have to, look at that and see what might be a good thing to add.
But I see a lot of people there on Saturdays that I don't see the rest of the week at the
Right.
other activities, and that's a good thing because
Yep.
it gets them out, gives them a place to go,
Right.
which I like.
Yep. So it's all good. And what else do I have? Anything else here? No, I think that's it.
That's it.
I think that's it.
So no, that's the good news and the bad news all together.
I think it's all good news.
I think so it is too.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a
So
very, very welcoming place, I think.
it is a welcoming place. I've had that feedback from a lot of people. So we try to greet everyone as they come through the door. You might hear us from our office saying, hello, so-and-so,
No, it's
but
nice.
yeah, it's good.
It really is. You feel like you have a lot of friends.
It's a nice place.
No, I like it too.
Well, the building is nice. The building is homey. I've gone into a couple of newer centers and they're lovely. Don't get me wrong, they're lovely, but it's I don't know. And maybe I'm partial to this one, but this one is homey. I mean, it's just comfortable.
A lot of it is the people too, though, that are there. I think they're so good. They really
Yeah,
are.
Maybe so.
But they know almost all of us by name when we walk in, and I like it.
Right.
I like it very much. That's why you feel welcome, I think.
Yeah, could be. Could be.
Very, very good. So I hope it continues to do as well as it's doing. I do.
It will.
I hope so.
It will.
No more staff changes, I hope?
Not for a while.
Good. No, it's hard when you get used to somebody doing
I
a job
know.
well, it's hard,
It is hard.
you know, to get somebody else in their
Right.
place.
Right. No, we're good to go, I think, so.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it for now at
That is
the
it.
center?
That is it. Hopefully we'll be back next month. We had a little period of time that we missed, but,
And you can tell us more about what happened at town meeting that might affect you,
oh, right.
because town meeting will be over then.
Yes, it will be. Okay.
All right, well, thank you everybody out there for watching Medfield TV. If you have any questions, call Roberta, 359-3665, and she's extension 5, I believe.
No, I'm 4.
Are you 4? Okay, Susan's 5.
Could be. Transportation's 1.
I know that, that's the one I call the most.
Yeah.
That's the one I call the most. And as we're just talking about the different numbers, if you press Susan's number, you can get a ride to a doctor's appointment, which I did this week, which was wonderful. You call ahead of time, you pay this huge fund of $88, which is absolutely nothing. It saves my kids from having to take time off from work.
Not 88.
I say eight.
Right.
But it's much easier than asking my kids to take time off from work. So it's much easier, just gives Susan plenty of time, and she arranges it. She does a wonderful job doing it.
Great job. Boy, does she cover rides. Oh, my goodness.
She does.
Holy moly.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
So let the center know if you need anything like that. If you have any questions, ask for Roberta. And otherwise, I hope you'll keep tuning into Medfield TV, and I hope you'll come visit the center. And once again, thanks for watching Medfield TV.
The proceeding was a production of Medfield TV, Community Shows.